All right, Taxstone. Welcome back to VladTV.
We're shaking, beloved. How you feeling?
Everything good, man. 2016 was a great year for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Broke some records.
Yeah, trying to go a little harder this year.
I mean, you got to.
I don't really think about the past too much. I'm only focused on the future.
Exactly. So, the top of the news right now is Soulja Boy and Chris Brown.
Yeah.
You think it's gonna happen?
Somewhere in my heart, I wish that it happens. And somewhere in my heart, I pray that it doesn't.
Okay.
So, I'm at a conflicting space.
Why do you pray that it doesn't?
Because it's like, what would the art turn into if we start getting in rings, throwing on gloves? Like, maybe artists that can't rap or, artists that can't fully perform as battlers or whatever, just in the art form.
Okay.
Will they start just saying, yo, we gonna go box on pay-per-view and have a fight?
Well, look what happens to some professional boxers or MMA fighters. They end up in they end up in WWE.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like you have, I think, like Ken Shamrock, who was like a big MMA fighter. Mm-hmm. Did his thing, made his money. At one point, the money started slowing down, and WWE came in with a big check. Mm-hmm. So now he's doing fake fighting, basically.
Yeah, well, WWE is just loving hip hop.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you go from niggas' YouTube page, niggas just on Instagram or Facebook, whatever they be on, and then you get that part of the love and hip hop where they gotta be scripted and you gotta, do certain things. So maybe that's what it is. But I don't really, I don't want to see Chris Brown. I think Chris Brown beat the shit out of Soulja Boy. I know Chris Brown beat the shit out of Soulja Boy.
Well, he's already done it?
No, I know he will though. Any motherfucker that could perform for 45, 50 minutes non-stop, doing several backflips, this nigga be beating gravity. So you can't really fight too many niggas that be having fights with gravity and winning. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it.
No, I mean, Chris Brown's definitely in better shape.
Which means he'll fuck that nigga up.
Well, here's my thing. I totally get why Soulja Boy's doing it. Mm-hmm. 100%. This is...
Why do you think Soulja Boy's doing it?
I mean, for the publicity, for the check.
Yeah.
Soulja Boy, you can't downplay his career or what he's contributed to the art form because...
And what exactly is that, Vlad?
Shit. He was the first rapper to blow up off the internet. He was the first one. Mm. I mean, you could maybe say Afro Man because I Got High, but that was really just kind of like a one-hit thing. Like Soulja Boy actually blew up off of Napster, got a record deal, had a hit song, sold millions of records, had a few hit songs, and really pioneered a lot of this shit that a lot of these new rappers are doing these days. Because I did the interview with him, and like we talked about that. So you put out the video. Now everyone starts doing the dance.
Yep.
And people start making their own little videos?
Yeah. I put up a dance video of us dancing to the song.
Right.
And then everybody just repeated that video.
So when you see these songs that blow up on Vine, like for example, what's the newest one? You Ugly, You Daddy's Son. What's the name of that song?
Juju on the Beat.
Yeah, Juju on the Beat. You know how like songs like that blow up because people make little Vine videos and everything else like that?
Yeah.
You were the original one to do that. You were the original Vine star, internet sensation. You know what I'm saying? You can't downplay what he's accomplished, but in the last 5 years, Soulja Boy hasn't really had any hit records or anything else like that. Whereas Chris Brown still has a very viable career.
That's why Chris Brown shouldn't fight him.
Yeah, I don't see why Chris Brown's doing it.
That's why Chris Brown shouldn't fight him. He shouldn't give no dude that like that because you now stooping down to his level. You know what I mean? You know, and you know, me personally, I was entertained by it, and I felt like, yo, this is just mad funny. You know what I mean? King Draco against Chris Brown, against Chris Brown or whatever. But then it was so crazy because I seen the video where Soulja Boy was talking about being with his kid and his baby mother, and I was like, oh my God, Jesus. And then I seen the video of Chris Brown when he was like, yo, please stop playing with my kid. Like, please stop. And, you know, and I was like, all right, you know, that's what I felt like, you know what I mean? And that's why I feel like the fight shouldn't even happen. I feel like they should just squash the beef because I feel like, you know, WWE does that. They play around with people, family members.
Oh, do they?
And stuff like that. Yeah.
I never watch it, so.
You know, watch WWE?
Never watch it.
But
I mean, I used to watch it back in the day, like Hulk Hogan and Iron Sheik, but not
that's
the
what
last
they do. They play around
years.
with people, family members, stuff like that. It's all scripted.
Okay.
You know what I mean? This shit is not really scripted. It's like
No.
a free form art, and then people go. And I guess some people do scripted things, like they know, like, I'm gonna do this, and this is gonna be the reaction. I need publicity or whatever the fuck it might be. But me personally, when I seen him say that shit about Chris Brown and being with his daughter and his kids, I was like, oh man, like I was like, you know, if Chris Brown throws this nigga in a pit of lava and pull him out and he's just bones, then he deserves it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you should never go that far.
Yeah. I remember when I interviewed Cassidy, and I talked about how Meek Mill said that he had a problem with you bringing up Snoop's name in one of your verses.
I mean, I had a problem with a lot of shit he said too, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it is what it is. You know, we ain't doing this to say shit you gonna like or you gonna approve of. Like when you doing that, you trying to say whatever you could say to get, you know what I'm saying, that get under a nigga's skin and, you know what I'm saying, to impress the listeners, and you gonna say whatever you want to say. So I could name a bunch of things that nigga said that I don't approve of, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. That's how it go. And any nigga that's a real hip-hop fan that ever been a part of that battle shit know that's how it go.
When you're at war, is there really a set of rules you're supposed to follow?
Nah, it is no rules that you should follow, but you should also be prepared for all actions, for all reactions that happen to the actions that you do. So me personally, I felt like once he was like, you know, I was at your baby mom's and your kid, you know, I feel like, you know what I mean, if you die at church, you die at church.
I think Soulja Boy prepared for the fuck shit.
No, me too. But people be like, yo, Tax, you always laughing at Soulja Boy, and then you saying that you believe in him, and you like, yeah, just because I laugh at the nigga don't mean I laugh at everybody. I laugh at niggas that I believe. So, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm a jokeful person, but I believe Soulja Boy. I believe Soulja Boy wants to prove himself. I believe he's on a mission. You know, he's at a point in time in his life where, you know, he probably was a kid. He always wanted to be a gangster. He grew up having a little bit more money than other people in his age group. So
A lot more money.
yeah, so he's able to, you know, have the confidence that he can have from the suburb or whatever that he lives in. And then he's able to say certain things that other people not able to say because of the security that he has. You know, it's dudes in the hood that probably want to lash out on Instagram or Twitter right now and be like, yo, fuck everybody. But then you like literally hear on some lower level blog that they got killed 3 days later. You know what I mean? Because of the shit they said. So, you know, it's a cautious step that you might take before you say certain things, where Soulja Boy is going to say what he wants to say.